So when you hear about the 24 Hours of Lemons, there's this group of cars that immediately pop into mind. I mean, the really obvious ones are like the Pinto and the Gremlin and the Pacer. And of course, we have seen a whole bunch of those cars.
Also on that list of cars that are known as being terrible even to non-gearheads is maybe the worst actual car of the three. Of course, I'm talking about the Chevy Vega, which is much rarer even in Lemons because they are terrible.
However, let's give the Vega some well-deserved credit. First of all, it's a good-looking car. I think it's the best-looking car of the three, and conceptually, it was far and away the most ambitious.
That's about where the Vega advantages stop, even compared to the Pinto, which had the reputation for exploding. The Vega was a mechanical disaster. That was largely a case of reasonably good idea and atrocious execution, which, to be fair, is a rarity for General Motors.
Chevrolet demonstrates the two sides of Chevy Citation.
It's a new Chevy kind of compact.
Chevy Citation is compact enough to fit into 3/4 of a parking space and offer gas mileage estimates you'd expect from a smaller car.
No other car offers it, foreign or domestic, only Cadillac. It's the exclusive new V8 6.4 fuel injection, the standard gasoline engine for all 1981 Cadillacs.
Meet Aztec, quite possibly the most versatile vehicle on the planet, by Pontiac, built for drivers.
Yeah, Vegas had aluminum blocks, they were overhead cam. I mean, a lot of stuff that in its day for General Motors, pretty exotic and ambitious stuff. And I'm always reminded whenever this car comes up, I just got to tell the story. Like 30 years ago, I'm having dinner with a bunch of car journalist dudes, and one of them is David E. Davis, the legendary David E. And David E. worked for Campbell Ewald, which was Chevrolet's ad agency when the Vega was happening. And he tells this story. They launched the car, it was out in the wild, and the chief of the whole project got all the division heads together, and they all sat around a table. And the chief said, "You know, guys, we've been working on this car for 3 years. We decided to make it revolutionary. We had all this new technology. We got great stylists, the best in the business. We got a whole new factory. And I just don't remember anywhere along the way any of us saying, 'Hey fellas, you know what we should do? We should make a really little car.'"
Yeah, that's an astute observation by David E. Davis, but like Jay said, thing had an aluminum engine block, overhead camshaft, certain models had electronic ignition. They came out with the Cosworth Vega. That was the first Chevrolet passenger car to use electronic fuel injection. Of course, in Lemons, would we ever ruin a rare classic like a Cosworth Vega?
Well, yes.
Now, we haven't had any Cosworth Vegas yet, and we've only had a handful of even regular Vegas because, let's be honest, 99.95% of these things rusted away to nothing and they were thrown away like 2 decades ago. But we have had a couple. This is one of those cars that if you bring it, the judges are going to let you do pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah, and Team Radioactive up there in the Pacific Northwest, they took advantage of the Lemons Vega modification loophole by bringing this fine Vega that had a small block V8 swap. Now, I'm pretty sure this team bought the car with the swap already done, which in V8 Vega terms means a hillbilly put the V8 that he already had in the Vega in the backyard, told everybody on the internet how he was going to smoke that little Jimmy's Camaro in the quarter, never actually got it to work right, parked it back in the yard for 20 years, and then sold it for propane money.
Yeah, not surprisingly with Team Radioactive, that car had a few minor teething problems, but you know what? Once they got all worked out, that thing was a grand touring racing machine, flawless.
I'm burning, I gotta...
It's the roll.
He does a slight Miami Vice roll, man.